Hello everyone. Right behind me here we have my 2016 Ram 2500, and I installed our Signature Series system on this truck as soon as I got it, and it had about 70,000 miles on it. I have since then put 40,000 miles on this thing in the last few years, and the FASS has performed absolutely flawlessly. But what we're going to be doing today is removing the Signature Series system and installing our Signature Series Plus system, and show you guys the differences from our current system to this new Signature Series Plus. Now let's go ahead and get this reinstallation started. A question we get asked all the time is about removing the rear-mounted filter housing on your 6.7 liter Cummins. Now, to do that the proper way and not get a water and fuel light, you can purchase this connector, part number right here on the screen, and that'll give you the ability to completely remove that housing once you've installed the FASS system and prevent getting a water and fuel light. And just give our technical service team a call and they can get you taken care of. All right, now that we have my original system taken off of my truck, let's talk about some of the differences that we have with our Titanium Signature Series Plus unit. One of the major changes is going to be that we went to an O-ring Boss AN style fitting. So it's no longer NPT fittings that thread into the FASS system. Another small detail that does make a difference on this kit is we used to send a 90-degree fitting to thread into the FASS, and it worked excellent. But this fitting up here was just a bit tricky to tighten, where the two fittings meet right there. That connection, like I said, a little bit tricky. What we switched over to is we're going to a straight fitting that threads into the pump, and then we have this mandrel 90 fitting to get your connection, and that makes it much easier to tighten once it's up in the truck. And another detail that we'd like to discuss is actually an update that we ended up doing to the Titanium Signature Series system, but it's also incorporated in our Titanium Signature Plus right here. We added this bypass block right here at the top of the T-block. And the reason that that's there is if you run into some very contaminated fuel and your XWS starts plugging up with either water or particulates, what that does, rather than blowing the FASS fuse, it will actually just start bypassing fuel internally, and you'll notice a fuel pressure drop going up to the engine. And again, that is on our Titanium Signature Series Plus, but we also integrated that a while back on our Titanium Signature Series system. Okay, now let's move on to a couple of my favorite things about the new Signature Series Plus systems. We got black fuel line. Yes, I know you've all been asking and we're finally coming through. You're going to be getting black fuel line with the Signature Series Plus systems. Now let's move on to our new bulkhead fitting design. Now depending on which kit you get, it will come in a -8 or -10 configuration. Has a very nice recessed O-ring groove and a hex to hold it while you're tightening your bulkhead nut down here. And on the top of the fitting, rather than having a female NPT like our previous fitting, it is a male AN. You'll simply just thread your 90-degree mandrel fitting onto it, tighten it, and connect your fuel line. Now this fitting just really adds a level of simplicity to the installation and just overall makes the installation a bit cleaner. All right, we have the fuel tank that came out of my truck and the fuel tank that's going in my truck right in front of me here, and we can get a closer look at the new bulkhead fitting compared to the old bulkhead fitting design. Now don't pay too much attention to the sealant that is around these bulkhead fittings here. This module's been through hell and back with some serious R&D testing, so don't pay attention to that. But you can see the 90-degree NPT fitting, which you would connect your PL 1005 and then your fuel line, versus the new bulkhead fittings with those recessed O-ring grooves and just the male AN. So just a single mandrel fitting, then connect to your fuel line. And these new bulkhead fittings also further reduce any sort of restriction and just help prevent the FASS from having any cavitation. Now, if you're like me and you want to supply your engine with the absolute purest diesel fuel possible, look no further than our Signature Series Plus system. Now, to locate a dealer near you, find more information, or just go ahead and order yours today, check them out at fastride.com. Thanks for watching.